Hello everyone, happy Friday, and thank you so much for being here for Drawventure Live and with our special guests, Laura and Nikki today. I want to say thank you so much for being here, and I'm sincerely sorry that we had to change our usual date. After this Drawventure, we'll continue our regular schedule on Saturday mornings. We're sorry, we're super sorry. But yes, so in case you haven't heard of Laura or Nikki before, they are absolutely wonderful ladies, and seriously, you need to check them out. These two ladies have devoted so much time and have shared so much knowledge into the art community. They're phenomenal and fantastic. And when I discovered Siren, I'm sorry, Laura, Siren, they're both the same person. When I met her a year ago, she nailed right on the head all the artistic challenges I was facing in life, and she's super professional about it. And partner, right, Nikki, has just been an excellent artist in terms of like her animations. If you haven't seen yet, she makes really cool music. They both have YouTube, so definitely worth checking out. So without much further ado, I'll let the ladies talk a little bit about themselves. So what are you guys working on at the moment?
You want to?
You go.
Okay. We aren't working on a lot of projects because my arm is basically dead.
Oh, yes, right.
But I am practicing still, so that's what I'm mostly focusing on right now. Growing my social media and doing some art for friends. Here and there I'm doing some commissions, but I'm not very, very active at the moment. She is more active. She has interesting stuff going on.
I'm currently doing some character commissions and
Talk about your last year achievement first.
And I recently graduated as an animator and a designer, so yeah, I finished school.
Yay!
Doing commissions and kind of looking for work and kind of looking for a way to get out there. And I'm also doing some practice in the form of usually fan art, and people who follow me know that I do a lot of fan art, but it's usually to practice.
It's an excellent way to practice, for sure.
It's great to just be able to draw something you love, even if it's not yours. But at the same time, I'm also continuing to write my own stories and try to make them into something I can do. So
she's the good basic techniques, and I'm like the aesthetic person, the color person.
I love it. Like, you two complement each other so well, and I love to hear like, you guys do so much. Like, don't put yourself down. Like, you guys like constantly put out so much work, and like it's so inspiring. Like, absolutely. So commissions, a lot of commissions going on. I definitely feel you on that. So where do you guys hope to go? I know you mentioned something about your story. Can we hear a little bit more about that?
We have several stories.
Some projects are bigger than others. Some projects are running for, I think, I have this, I have a sci-fi story that I'm writing with my own characters. And it's been going on for, I think, at least 2 years or something. And it's still not like ready to, I want to make it into a comic one day, but it's still not ready for that. So I'm still writing, I'm still perfecting the character.
That's dedication.
I think it's gonna, it's
not postponing though. It's not like we're gonna do it one day.
I just really want to make it good because it's already this huge. But at the same time, we're trying to make, because it's such a huge thing that I'm trying to do, and I tend to make everything I want to do a huge thing. So together we try to write a much simpler story, and we actually want to make that into a comic of the both of us. Like, we have
plans to be a I don't know, a studio kind of. Yeah, I guess we would call it a collaboration. Ongoing collaboration.
Yeah.
Because we do conventions together, and we want to sell more books and do comics and do more interesting things than just prints. And our first idea was to finish a comic, and we do want to upload it online for free, obviously. But we just wanted to make a comic and then release it and not have something like ongoing, so that we have to stress about it too much.
Oh, yes.
We are already done writing the story. We have most of the designs.
Yeah.
And we are in storyboard phase now.
Yeah,
So-
we're storyboarding.
Man, that's like absolutely amazing. Like you two are so dedicated to this, not only for like, it's a fleeting moment, but it's something you two are truly dedicating your time to. It's just, we all know, we all fantasize about writing comics, but you two are truly like thinking about this. And writing story isn't easy. I'm completely honest. I do not write. I'll give that to someone else, and I fully embrace that I can't do it. I'll draw. So out of curiosity, are you two doing like both the pencil works, or like is one going to be taking over inking and the other one over coloring? Out of curiosity, have you guys worked that out yet, or?
We have the current things that we have already worked on. We both wrote the story because we find that very important. We just sat down together and we were like, okay, we're gonna write down all the events right now because it's a short one. So we did that together.
Yeah.
And Nikki did some of the designs already, and I have sketched out some things when it comes to things.
We did a lot of like thumbnails together, and I'm now creating a more like clear storyboard so we can work with that. We set the format together, and
we do a lot of things together.
And I think eventually I'm going to do like the finished line art, while you're going to do the coloring and the backgrounding.
Yes.
Oh, that's so amazing. Out of curiosity, would you two kickstart the project, like the final hard copy book format? Out of curiosity,
we're gonna do it ourselves for this one, but we don't want to start off with a big Kickstarter project right away because we think we want to reserve that for something bigger, and we want to do Patreon maybe for a larger comic, like the comic we were talking about, the sci-fi story, which is probably known by a lot of people already. It's Anatopia, the project that we're talking about, and that's no secret. But
Beyond, that's awesome! Holy cow! It totally made my day. I definitely I want it now. I bet I'm not the only one that feels that way. We want to see it.
I think for the shorter story that we're working on, I think it's more of we're trying to see if we can work together on this kind of project, and we kind of want to let others know that we do this stuff because we never made a comic together. I never finished a comic myself even.
It's
so
a daunting task.
We want to just show our followers and everyone out there that we can do this kind of thing, and we're going to want to do it in the future too, maybe with a Kickstarter or anything else. So it's kind of a way to prove ourselves, I think.
Yeah, I guess it's like a sneak peek into what is to come in the future. But it's going to be a good story. We want it to be very, I don't know, a story that makes you think a little bit.
Yeah, it's supposed to make the reader like think for themselves rather than
For the character.
rather than making everything clear in the story, because eventually the reader is going to know more than the character himself. And we also wanted to make it kind of aesthetically pleasing, I guess. Just a beautiful thing to look at.
Yeah, an art piece that makes you think, but with a little bit more story in it than like a painting would have. But it's more like an illustrated book. Yeah, it's more like a children's book format, I guess. It's very hard to explain. It's a short comic. Let's just keep it at that.
Yeah, I know I'm not the only curious one. Are there any the sneak peeks of the stylized guides that you guys already produced? Or like any content we can just drool over? I know we would love to see it. And where can we see it?
That we're working on right now, the short one.
Yeah. Is this one big surprise at once?
Yes, well,
there have been already things.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I'm getting confused. I sincerely apologize.
No, it's fine.
It hasn't been clarified. People have seen it, but they don't know what it is.
Y'all are sneaky. So clever. Now, what would be your biggest dream for this project? What would be the most ideal outcome? How would you want the audience to react?
Please make more comments.
I'm certainly will. That would happen. I'm so incredibly stoked. Man, that just made my Friday. All right. one totally random announcement. For those who are viewing this on Google Hangout, you can submit a question via the Q&A box, and we will try our best to answer them. And towards the end of the video, I will go through the YouTube comments for any questions left there. Just so I can put that out there and let you guys know. Awesome.
But the thing that I just wanted to add, we are working on that small project, and like we said, we don't want to kickstart it. We want to release it online. That's our plan. And then we want bonus content in the little booklet.
Yes.
So maybe concept art, maybe some extra pages. We are still working on that. It's just going to be some extra bonus stuff that's going to be cute. But we are going to release a special donate button on the website that we're releasing it on, because the support would still be appreciated if we
just want to give people the choice, I guess.
Yeah, we don't want to make it necessary, like for this project.
Yeah.
For future projects, even, I don't think that we'll ever ask people to pay to read it. I think we will always try to provide things for free, unless it's really impossible.
Yeah.
Unless we're forced to, we will always try to do that. So
I guess we just really like the idea of webcomics.
Sure. Like, you two are so sweet, wanting to give them also bonus content and the hardcover book. I know you two mentioned Patreon at some point. I'm not sure if you two don't have a Patreon at the moment, right?
No.
How do you guys feel about the Patreon world?
I think it's great. Yeah. I think it's like throwing money in a basket that a musician has on the street. I think it's
That is a wonderful way of thinking about that. Man, that's really good. Wow.
I always compare it to that, because people don't understand. Why would you donate for something that's already free on the internet? I'm like, why would you throw money inside of someone's head on the street?
Because you appreciate someone, and I think that's really great.
Yeah.
Would you encourage other artists to start a Patreon?
Yeah. Encourage other artists to start a Patreon.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But I would look into how it works. Yeah, it seems complicated.
Like, it's not like you start a Patreon and you get money. You have to do stuff like
Yes,
that.
thank you.
So if you want to start a Patreon, you have to start planning out first and how to market yourself, as in, I'm worth the money, so give me the money. Like, you have to think this through.
It's definitely good to have a following too.
Not easy, but I think it's a really good thing.
Yeah.
I know everyone's thinking this question. How does one get a following? Because you two have a marvelous, very kind, very interactive, and sweet following. What would be some tips for someone who is interested in getting a following?
It's hard, because when I get that question, it's not, in your case, I know, but a lot of people seem to ask it as if there is a trick that it's not genuine, and it's not, I don't deserve it in some way, or we don't deserve it in some way. They go like, how did you achieve this? And I'm like, well, maybe good work, It's really awkward to say that, but you don't get a following if your work isn't attractive in some way. It doesn't have to be high quality.
I think it's a combination of being very active, being very friendly and open to people.
Absolutely.
Like, showing your personality through your work and letting people get to know you in a way, and just being able to practice to have better work and have people see that you're improving. I think that's how you get followers that stick with you for a long time. Just let them in on your progress, and I don't know.
Yeah, but also, relatable content, comics, all that kind of stuff.
Make work that people find interesting, but also don't forget to make stuff that you find interesting. So I think it should be a balance between that. Like, you can think like, my followers will like this, but you also have to like it yourself. Yeah. So that's kind of difficult, I think.
And I struggle with this because I was feeling bad that I was drawing things that people would like. I was like, okay, I can't do this because I need to be a good artist, and I need to be drawing complicated concepts, and I have to constantly push myself to become the new Michelangelo or whatever. But eventually I thought, why the hell not? I'm enjoying drawing fan art of Disney princesses. I'm enjoying drawing YouTubers. Why would I not do that,
Yeah.
So it's, for me, I'm still struggling to find a balance, but I also want to tell people don't feel guilty for doing stuff to promote your work. Don't feel like you're selling out, because you are in some way, but who really cares if you're enjoying doing it?
If you still enjoy it, you're not selling out.
Yeah, then it's still genuine.
When it
Selling out
starts
is
becoming
bad.
a chore, then it's just no fun for you anymore. Just try to remember the things you like to do, and try to do that.
And try to show that as well, because a lot of people like to interact with the person.
Yeah,
they want to see that
it.
there's a person behind the artwork, and I think that the fact that I share my thoughts about art, my opinions, and my I don't know, that I talk about what
your likes and dislikes.
I think that helps, and it definitely turns off people. It definitely makes people want to go away because they don't like me as a person, and then they don't like my art. But in the end, there's a lot of people that like me and my art, so I'm okay with that.
I really find that attractive, that you stand up for yourself. Like, you talk about the things that you like, you talk about the things like why you do it, and you're like, hey, I like drawing this, so I'm gonna draw it. And like, I really do think that needs to be heard, and that like a lot of us artists are just so shy about it. And I think you did a phenomenal job, especially through your other YouTube videos. What would be your favorite out of like the how to handle art commissions, or should we work for free? Like, what is like your biggest, you stand behind this absolutely?
All of them, I guess. But this is a hard question for me, because, well, not hard as in I find it uncomfortable, but I must admit that I'm really struggling about this, and I've told Nikki a lot. I am really not sure if I should be continuing to do this. I get a lot of positive feedback from it, and that's what encourages me to do it. But I also get a lot of backlash for it, and for challenging people's ideas even. Not just the way that I handle things myself, but also talking about things. People automatically assume, and people have been talking very bad about me because they make assumptions that I am overly confident, obnoxious and bitchy and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, most of that is probably out of the thing, like, okay, she has a lot of followers, she must be this way, but it's really annoying. And I've been really thinking about whether I should or should not do it, but I think I'm gonna continue standing behind everything that I share
to you, and it's also important for other people to see it.
I'm really idealistic. That's my personality type. So
I was about to say, it's like, I'm really happy to hear that you're making the choice to continue it, because like you said, by putting ourselves out there, we are very prone to being criticized for something that's not really relevant to what we do. It could be like just how we say something, and it's just people troll us, and it's like, it's not nice. But like you said, the fan following, the good comments, they are what makes all of this worth it, what makes giving back to the community worth it. And I think it's something that most artists should keep in mind, is that I think the best way to grow a following and grow as an artist is to give back. So it's worth it. Putting yourself.
And I mean, the venture is a great start. Your initiative to open this is a really good way for people to connect and for people to gain new followers and support. Doing stuff like that and entering contests. English.
I gotcha.
But also, I don't know, I go through hashtags like drawing, really basic hashtags, or Inktober right now, which is a really popular and more filthy hashtag, I would say, not as spammy. If you just go through that and comment on people's stuff, like people's stuff, support other artists, they will most likely support you as well.
You don't sit around and wait for followers. You go find them. You go find people you connect with, and you support them. And if they like you, if they like your work, they'll most likely support you back. So that's something you need to do.
It's getting dark.
It's getting dark.
And like you guys nailed it right in the head. Like, that is my dream for Drawventure, is to provide a hashtag for people to connect with each other. So I really, really want people to, stumble on another person's art and like, wow, I love this, and I want to drop a comment, and that one comment can make anyone's day. So it's a dream one day. I hope a lot of people go through it this month. A question, actually, tangent, because something that you mentioned before. Being an artist can be very lonely, and we have a tendency to isolate ourselves, and we can go crazy in the head between like our thoughts in terms of like how are people perceiving our art, if we're doing our art, if we need to improve. It's just a huge mess, way more than what I'm trying to explain. And my curiosity is, how do you counteract the craziness of being an artist, the loneliness, the isolation? Like, what do you two do? Like, each individually or together? I'd love to hear.
You can go ahead.
No! We talked about this, but she really finds everything I say very funny for some reason. Well, out of the two of us, she's the one interacting with the whole world constantly and being like, okay, we're gonna hang out with these friends and with these people, and we're gonna meet up with those. And I'm like, I'm gonna sit in this bed. I'm gonna make music today. Bye. So I think like usually like I get down too because of art, but in the end I get you to talk to, and you get me to talk to, and we got other friends who go through the same thing, and we know that about each other. So that's also something that this network of people you're trying to create through having a following. I think that's also very, very important, to meet other artists that you can relate to. And I think just talking to them about your problems and them understanding really helps.
Oh.
And for me, it's just,
that's the art of issues.
And I just drop my drawing and I go do something else because I do a million things.
Which is ironic because I have Asperger's syndrome, so I'm autistic. And it's really funny that I'm like super extroverted and all over the place, and I'm very emotional, and she is the logical one of the two, and she is very introverted. So we're beating the odds.
I love it. You two work so well together. Compliments. Yes.
We've been together for 3.5 years, so we better work together.
Yeah, we have to.
You guys do a marvelous job. Now let's go to a happy note question. What was the biggest moment in your artistic career that just made you so proud and happy, and that you're like, yay, celebration?
Okay, well, I have one that's really good. Winning the Wacom contest. It was a small, but I was so happy. I was like drawing, I have to win this. And I was talking to the people at the stand, and I was chatting with them. They were really kind people, illustrators as well, which was really fun. And I was just drawing. I wanted to win. They gave me compliments, but I was like, I don't know if we're gonna win. So we went to the ending ceremony like the day after, and we were sitting there, and they said my name, and I had to go up on the stage, and all those people were there, and I was jumping, and
everyone was crying.
And Nikki cried.
Oh.
But it was a big accomplishment.
But it was great because it's like, I use these people's materials.
Yeah,
they recognize you. You know, like you're doing a great job, and it was a lot of fun too.
It was a bad drawing.
No, it wasn't. It was great.
It was awful.
It was really great.
I did it like in less than an hour on a 24 HD Cintiq
that
that wasn't calibrated
time.
well, and it was Photoshop only because it was on that PC. So I was like, I can't use sight. Shit. Sorry.
Wow, smackers. Whoa.
It was good. It was a good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for cutting you off. I got a question in the Q&A box actually about Cintiqs. And this is from Weekles, and is, do you find the Cintiq helps to make digital art more easy or quicker?
We have different opinions.
No, we don't have
I
different
love it that you have different opinions.
No. I don't think it does.
Well, no, yeah.
The only reason why I got a Cintiq is because I have a Cintiq Companion, the 2nd generation. And the reason why I got it is because I needed a new computer, and it's very portable. I travel to Nikki's house a lot, so I have to take all my equipment with me. So we're mostly at my house now because I recently moved, but that's okay. But I needed that. I needed a new computer, so I got it. And otherwise, I wouldn't have, because it's exactly the same technology as like an Intuos.
Yeah.
An Intuos Pro, at least they have the exact same specs, except they don't have a screen.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that it's going to be exactly like traditional art, but it's not.
Ooh, it is so awkward.
Some people really enjoy drawing on a screen, but I really don't. I still prefer the old like Intuos because in my opinion, it's like it doesn't feel right. It's like
Slightly laggy.
yeah, it's slightly
off.
laggy and it's slightly off in my opinion. But that's because I'm used to another kind of tablet.
Yeah.
So it's just what you're willing to get used to. What's going to be your favorite tool to draw. And for me, it's the Intuos, and for you, it's the Cintiq. But
It did improve my work posture, though.
yeah,
Which is a thing, and that's why we are considering getting a larger tablet. We are probably getting a Yenova 21 HD tablet because we don't think that the Cintiqs are worth it. We just want to try the new.
it's so expensive.
tablets. And the Wacom customer service has some improvements too.
Oh.
It's okay.
But we do want to get that because it does improve your productivity in sense of, you just have that big screen in front of you. You just have I don't know.
Right in.
Well,
It's
I do want to try, so I don't. Yeah.
Oh, I know we would love to hear what you think
Also-
about it when you guys get it. And yeah, totally. I'm with you though, Nikki, about I'm not big into Cintiqs, and I love my Intuos so much. And it's just like having the hand on the screen and just I like the full view and like just kicking back and drawing. Yeah, I'm there with you.
Yeah.
We have an excellent question.
So old.
Look at
That's the
the-
same one I have, but it's so pretty. Actually, have you ever thought of putting a piece of paper on top and taping it down so you don't scratch the surface?
Well, now I do. Because I want to scratch the surface.
we
It's
have a
so old.
separate one. My
it's
one
gonna be
got
fine.
repaired
It's gonna
fairly
be fine.
fairly shortly before I got my Cintiq, so I barely used it after it got repaired.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same one. So
Yeah, we used to have the same one.
I used to use the Intuos and I loved it. I still do. It's very good.
Tablet, for sure.
It's great. It's still great.
Yes.
We have an excellent question from Gabrielle, and the question is, what's the most difficult thing for you guys when you're trying to improve? That was a heavy question.
I think taking a step to do something you've never done before or when you have the idea that you're bad at something, but you're still gonna want to do it. I'm not very big on ink, so I was like, okay, I'm not gonna do Inktober because I don't want to I don't want to go do traditional art. I'm a digital artist. So I scrolled past Instagram and I saw people doing another challenge for October, and it's Gore-tober. So it's gross, and I'm like, oh, I never draw really gross, like bloody stuff. So I'm gonna try, and I tried today, and I was like, I can't do this.
I believe in you. You can do it, because that's what my October theme is. Spooky and skulls and just spooky goodness. Do it, do it.
Yeah, I really want to do it, but it's really difficult to when you really want to improve on something, but you're not sure if you're gonna do well. And that idea of like having to do well on your first try, it has to go away. You have to make it go away, because you're not gonna do it well or perfectly on the first try. That's just not gonna happen, and no one is going to. So you shouldn't pressure yourself into something like that, and that's something I need to learn still as well.
That's a good piece of advice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
wonderfully
Yeah,
said. I absolutely support that.
You're not gonna be good the first time you try something.
You're gonna be good at it eventually. Like I used to not do backgrounds ever, and now I love
You used
doing
to hate
backgrounds.
coloring.
I used to hate coloring.
She used to hate digital art.
Yes,
No way.
I was like,
So scared of it. She hated it.
I only drew in pencil and colored pencil before I did digital art, and now I just
You,
hate
like
pencil.
recently converted. I think
My portfolio.
No, 4 years ago
My
you started doing digital.
My portfolio for art school was mainly pencil art and watercolors
And lots of manga.
and lots
She
of
got
manga
in.
stuff.
That actually leads into our next question from Yanni. Sorry, Ionis. I'm going to butcher that. I'm sorry, buddy. How long have you two been doing art digitally? I'm sorry. And do you try to use Control Z in real life like I do constantly? Thank you, Yanni, for the question.
I wish it existed.
It's hard. It's so hard.
I want to get a t-shirt that says, or I don't know, some kind of wall scroll or anything. In case of emergency, press Ctrl Z or something like that. I want that. I can't do lettering, so I have to ask you. Please
make one.
Please put one on 5 to 6.
I'm absolutely terrible. So, how many years? I'm sorry, I got like completely distracted.
I think, well, I've been doing digital art a lot since I started doing animation. So
4 years.
that would be around 4 years. But before that, I have tried digital art before that, but it was awful. I thought I thought I sucked at it, so I just stopped. And that's something you don't do. I know now. But yeah, I used to be very bad at digital art and just go back to pencils because I didn't want to do it.
It was so funny because I was the one that got you into digital art. I recommended your tablet because I was friends with her sister before we became friends. We've known each other for a very long time.
Yeah.
But I was like the digital art fan. I was like, yeah, you gotta draw digital. And she joined an artist group on some kind of Dutch Facebook website, Hypes
thing.
Yeah. And she started drawing digitally. She was like, no, I'm such a traditional artist, blah, blah, blah. And we completely switched that around. I'm like, oh, I'm going to do watercolors today. And she's like, no, digital art, fuck yeah.
Oh, man, that's classic. I love it.
I've been doing digital art for,
way longer. Right?
Yeah, I think so. That's funny.
I remember
you're
really
much
old.
older.
I remember really old. Like Prince, you did.
I think my first digital coloring, I can look it up. I can look up my first digital.
It's on DeviantArt, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's on
but it's storage.
I'm logged on DeviantArt.
Submit, manage deviations. I'm so quick at this. I'm not.
Oh, you know all this stuff now, and I'm just like, nah.
Okay, she doesn't want to look at old art.
I hate looking at old art, but what I hate more is having other people look at my old art.
Well, you guys are looking for that. I'm going to ask this quick little question that has been plussed up. Will you guys be participating in Drawventure? Inktober. I'm so sorry. Inktober.
Oh, well, no.
No.
I can't do it. Maybe next year.
Yes.
Maybe if I overcome my fear of ink.
I do beautiful things. Well, the beautiful thing about Inktober is that you don't have to do it daily. I remember Parker's like post is like as long as like weekly or bi-weekly, just get out that pen and give it a try.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm gonna do with that Gotober thing. Like, I'm gonna do a few that I am able to do. Like, some are just too much for me. Like, you have these every day. There's a subject that you have to do, and some I can do. Like, they're just blood and stuff. But other things are just too much for me, so I'm not gonna do that on the first try.
My first digital coloring was in January 2010.
That's like more than 5 years.
5.5 years.
5.5 years. Okay.
5 years of digital painting? That's cool.
Wow.
Do you guys?
Yeah, can you want to share your screen?
Yeah, can I?
How?
Ooh, something I have to go over.
Huh? I will link you the photo. I don't know how we're gonna do this, but
Chosen by sarcasm.
I don't know, it's still the old thing.
Let's see. Well, we can drop it in the description after this is over.
Oh, yeah.
Everyone can go check it out there. That'd be excellent, for sure. I really like this question. This is submitted by, I think it's Nikki Sters. Nikki Sters. I apologize for butchering that. I know you gorgeous though, because you always drop comments and you're always super sweet. Hello, quick question. what keeps you guys motivated? Smiley face. Also, I love you guys. So, what keeps you guys motivated?
Keeps us motivated.
Love.
Love.
I just got a comment and it was the sweetest thing ever. There was a father and he left a comment.
Oh, yeah.
I just showed my 7-year-old daughter, like I do these improvement memes where I show how much I've progressed over the years, like drawings I did when I was a kid and what I do now. And he showed it and he said she was very inspired and so cute. But it was
special comments.
yeah.
Special comments are great.
And we have one cute, adorable, amazing fan, and her name is Mila.
Oh,
And she has visited
best.
conventions last minute for us. She's given us letters, fan art. She even sculpted a Squirtle from Pokemon for me. She's 14 years old. She's super talented. She's
the
already
sweetest.
doing commissions, Society 6, and she's very active on Instagram. She has like 1,000 followers, and she's so cute.
Oh,
She's the best.
Yeah, she's
I'm
great.
so happy that she's there for you and you're there for her. That's a beautiful
That's
relationship.
also a thing. Like friends motivate you so much. Like
More than followers,
Oh,
maybe.
it's
even.
amazing. Just like having the things they do, like their original characters, everything. Just
And drawing together and talking about
it
your
inspires
characters.
you so much.
Yeah.
Just you don't know what to draw. Draw your friend's character. They will love it. Just
That's true.
Just do that.
But,
Well,
what I'd like
for
to
me-
add to that as
Yeah.
well, people think that followers and comments like nice, nice, nice are going to make you super confident and blah, blah, blah. But, you know, gotta be honest here. Eventually, they are just part of it and you're expecting them and they're not that, you know, they don't have that much impact anymore, which is sad because I always try to remind myself, okay, there is a lot of support. This is amazing. There are real people behind these
Yes.
likes and these comments. But people think that that is going to help you, but it's not. It's not the most important thing. It's not the thing that's going to motivate you. And you're not going to need it to be motivated and be a good artist. If you have some friends, like a handful of friends that are willing to draw with you, talk about art and blah, 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 that's going to help you way more than having followers in any amount.
Yeah.
So connect.
Yeah. I have something else. Like something else I do is just when you have no motivation to draw, then don't draw. Just don't do it. Don't draw. Just put your tablet, put your sketchbook away for a day, and just think of something else to do. Like, what else can I do? Am I going to learn a new language? Then go learn a new language. Just play a new video game. Do something. What I do is like I put my art away and I go do music. And if I don't want to do music, then I'm going to play video games. Just do something else and don't force yourself to do something you don't want to do, because it's going to become a chore to you and you're not going to want to do it anymore for a long time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think just find something that appeals to you, even if it's just like reading Wikipedia pages, like, whatever, you're going to learn something. It's important.
But it's also important to it's important to find a balance in that, because this is advice for someone that is more advanced in art. But since our following is pretty young, they usually do lay away their sketchbook and they stop drawing, and then they stop drawing for months, and then they stop drawing for years, and then they stop drawing altogether.
Yeah.
So this is advice that I would give to someone who's already drawing a lot and already making steps, forming their style, doing all that kind of stuff. But for someone who is still starting up, I do recommend drawing each day, or at least try to draw each day.
And even if it
And do
doesn't work,
sketches.
even if it doesn't work, if
It doesn't have to be uploaded.
it doesn't have to be perfect. Again, like if you do something for the first time, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to upload it. You don't have to show everyone. Just make sure like you did something. You sketched. You made something.
And that's
It doesn't
going
have
to
to be
add
good.
practice. Plus one
But you
XP.
practiced. Yeah, you practiced.
You did one.
Yeah.
You're gonna level up in
You're gonna
months.
level
but
up
that's okay.
soon.
Having like the initial trying to get into like the habit of drawing every day is what pretty much helped me find my style, and I definitely do agree. Like it's excellent advice for beginner artists, and I think the challenge of finishing a sketchbook and having it actually like done is just a rewarding feeling. This actually leads the whole talk about taking breaks and stretching out our legs, getting away from the desk. Do you guys have hobbies, habits. I almost said habits. Hobbies outside of art that you frequently do that you're just like, oh, I'm so excited to, a second love to art.
Well, I used to volunteer at the animal shelter, which is also kind of like a thing to counteract being lonely as an artist, or not having the social interaction that you get when you do freelance work from home. I did volunteer work, which I really enjoyed, but I had to quit because it takes a lot of traveling. It takes a lot of money for the traveling. It takes a lot of hard work, and I couldn't do it with my arm anymore. So it was too heavy, but it was something that I
did
really
it for a long time.
Yeah, 1.5 years. Yeah, and I quit Wednesday, and it was kind of sad. I was I was walking the last dog, and I was like, this is so strange. This is the last dog. This is the last time I'm closing a cage. It was kind of but it was special, and it was good, and it was
something.
I'm an animal person. So.
Yeah, you're an animal person. So it's something like you can do because you're an animal person. You're gonna meet other people who also love animals, so you're gonna probably make some friends there. So if you want to make friends, just go do something that you like to do, and you'll meet people. Yeah,
you cannot imagine how nice people you're gonna meet in the most ridiculous places, because I became friends with people who worked there, obviously, because we had breaks together, and they were all like people who volunteered. And there was like a slightly cranky, busy Irish dude and a autistic man in his 50s or something, 40s, 50s. Some even older guy, I think he's in his 60s. Annalise, a woman in also her 60s, I think. All old people. And then there was some guy, Renee, a yoga freak who liked to bake sugar-free cakes. He's was really enthusiastic about stuff. And he was like in his he's early 30s.
I think he's 30.
What a character. Such a really awesome group.
Really great people.
Yeah, and really different people that we would regularly hang out with. We enjoyed it, and we were talking to them a lot, and it was fun.
I think.
And you do music, right?
Yeah, I do music.
we used to cosplay. That's how we met, actually.
We used to cosplay.
Oh, I didn't know that. How did I not receive this?
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a very long time.
And we haven't finished a lot of costumes, but we did Oliver and Bee and Puppycat last year. She was Bee, and I was Oliver from Vocaloid. It was so cute. Yeah. She was adorable. She looked like a 12-year-old.
I have to see that for sure. I'm going to hunt that photo down. I actually have a really, really good question in the queue, and this has been bumped up to the top. This is from Jessica Lee. Thank you, Jessica Lee, for submitting your question through the Q&A box on Google Hangout. Question is, or her submission, I always feel awkward and can't seem to connect with other artists without feeling like I am annoying them. What's the best way to connect with other artists? Smiley face.
I don't know. Be respectful, but don't smother them. Be human and address them as human beings, because there's definitely the extremes of being either too informal and not respecting them, and it's something that a lot of artists don't respond to. Be like, hey, yo, how are you? Just not, you don't seem excited to meet them in that way. And then you have the people who go like, oh, you're my senpai, you can't do anything wrong, and then you feel really bad about it, and then you start thinking, oh no, I can't keep up with their expectations, and then you become bad.
So it's some people approach you. Some people approach you as if they look down on you, and you should feel lucky that you're talking to them, and that's weird. So you shouldn't do that. But on the other hand, don't approach people with the senpai mentality, because this person is in no way better than you are. You're great, and you shouldn't make yourself feel bad by thinking that someone else is better than you. So just start a friendly conversation. Talk to them about an art piece they did, or something they find interesting, and you found out like you're into this anime, or you're into this game. I know stuff about this anime. I would like to discuss it, and just chat to somebody like in a way that's respectful and fun for the both of you. And eventually, if somebody doesn't reply, well, they don't want to talk, or they're busy. Don't take it to heart. Some people just don't respond to all messages and just move along and try to become friends with someone else. If they don't respond, they're obviously not worth it in a way. So don't feel bad if people don't respond to you. It's just the internet. It's not like you walk up to someone and they flat out ignore you. That's not what's happening here.
Yeah, that was
hello.
Like, Nikki, you have this entire interview just straight out said it perfectly, every response. And I absolutely agree. Like, instead of the whole senpai thing, we are equals. We're the second you initiate saying like you are greater than me, the whole dynamic is just it's
not your friendship if you start out like
but
that.
Also, in saying this, I do want to add, a lot of people, if they hear someone talk about that people look up to them and people call them senpai, they will start to mock them. And I've had people mock me for that people look up to me so much and follow me, and they call my followers sheep. It's so stupid.
They're not sheep, they're people.
But I think that you should always respect an artist, because they will get backlash if their fans are acting strange as well.
That's true.
So that's why, I don't know, be responsible on the internet and imagine the consequences your messages can have.
Think.
Yeah.
Just
and be a normal person. Do things that you would do in real life.
Yeah. Before you send a message, just think for a moment. Like, okay, this is a person and I really like their art. So what am I gonna say? Hey, I like your art and I want to talk about this because I am a person. I am a great person who is supposed to be here, who is allowed to be out there. So
radiate confidence. That helps. Be confident, but be
humble.
Yeah. But that's a bit of a contradiction. I don't think that humbleness is nice. I mean, being humble is a good quality.
I don't know how to explain it.
I
don't hold back. Just
be proud of yourself.
Yeah,
and be confident. And
yourself.
if you radiate that, people are going to be interested in you as well. Be proud of what you accomplish and be proud of your work as well. Be like, hey, I created this because I'm really inspired by your art, for example. I'm pretty happy with how it came out because of this and this and this. If you're gonna immediately start with the negatives, people will feel awkward, and that's not a good way of starting a conversation.
You shouldn't be immediately negative about yourself anyway, because you're gonna believe it eventually.
Yes, it's your mentality. It's like, a positive attitude is, it's a choice. It's very important. As a negative attitude, and I definitely do agree with you, Nikki. Like, my favorite approach from other artists via social media is just simply starting a conversation about like, hey, I like that anime too. Did you check out this? Because most of the time, that's the only time I check out cool stuff. So it's like real conversations as if we're in a Starbucks line or something. Just being real.
Yeah. And if you need an artist's help, don't be afraid to ask for it, but at least specify what you need help with, because especially you get a lot of like, can you
give me some tips?
Yeah, can you give me some tips on drawing? Can you teach me how to draw? But no, you can't. You just simply, you can't do that. No one can. No one can just teach someone how to draw. If you just send them like your work and ask for
not just
criticism,
not just
but on a specific something that you want to improve. Like, for example, I want my coloring to become more vibrant, and
it's so beautiful.
I want to have more depth in my artwork. Do you have any tips on my coloring or on my compositions or something like that? At least show someone that you recognize what you want to improve. That's very important, I think.
Yes. Yeah.
And
give start a conversation and don't expect them to start a conversation.
Start a conversation about your art,
like, or art in general. I don't know,
everything.
But don't expect them to start the conversation by themselves, because there are always the same questions that we get over and over. Do you have some tips? When did you start drawing? I don't know.
I don't really mind answering them, but it's not a very interesting question to answer. After
it doesn't
a long
spark
time, like,
a conversation in the end.
if you ask me about the things I like, maybe suggest something to me, like, oh, your art style could, like, I don't know, like
Your art style would work well as a comic.
Yeah, suggest a form of art to me.
Yeah.
Suggest like to watch an anime or something, like something that you link with me. I would really
nice.
appreciate that. Some people suggest music to me because they know I listen to certain music or make certain music. I think that's really nice. Yeah. On Twitter, usually, or on Tumblr, people do that. That's really nice.
Yeah, that's on Twitter mostly. I think Twitter is the best platform for engaging with people. On Instagram, it's very one-sided because you just post and that's it. They do have an improved chat system, and people do comment a lot, which is nice about Instagram. But I do really recommend Twitter for conversations, networking, and that kind of stuff. That's the best place for it, I think.
Yeah. This is a total announcement for everyone. If you guys ever submit us questions, and if we ever ignore them, it doesn't mean that we hate you. Especially because on Instagram, comments disappear. So we're super, super sorry. Oh, we actually have a really, really cool question. What is it? This is from Groovy Roo, which I also believe her name is Laura. I think she said this in the comments. Another question. I am an illustrator who is just starting to show myself around. Tomorrow is my first con as an illustrator. My style is kawaii art, and sometimes I feel very insecure when I see other artists drawing stuff very realistic. So what do you guys think to comment about this?
No.
Don't do it. Don't feel insecure.
Realistic art is boring.
Well, if this, like, you have this kawaii art style, if this is what you want to do, then it's what you want people to know about you. You want people to know that you do kawaii art. So if you're going to do realistic art because you think people will like it, you're not going to be you anymore. And I think improving on your art style and the art style of your choice, if you want to make cute stuff, people will recognize that.
But if you do cute stuff and you also like realistic stuff, why not do both?
Yeah, why not do both?
I do a lot of different styles, and I don't feel bad about it.
A lot of people think that you can only have one art style.
Yes, I think that's so funny.
They want to be consistent, blah, blah, blah. I want
thing
to be everything but consistent.
I
want to be varied. That's my goal.
I think your art style is not the way you draw people, usually. I think your art style is your way of holding a pencil. That's your art style. That's the way you do things. And
your personal taste.
Yeah, you can make one art piece very realistically, and the next is going to be a cartoon. I think for any project, you are allowed to make your own art style, because for this project we're doing together, we're doing a way different art style than I'm going to do for Anatopia, because Anatopia is going to be rough and sci-fi and kind of steampunk-ish. So it's going to have a lot of like dust and extra lines for details, while the thing we're doing together is more aesthetically pleasing and very clean and painted. So it's going to be another style anyway, because you're doing the coloring, so it's going to be completely different.
But it's also completely different from my style, because my style is very, I don't know, highly stylized in terms of anatomy.
Yes.
And I don't know, it's hard to explain my style aesthetic in a few words, but you get what I mean. It's very different from yours. Yours is very
basically like
and realistic proportions.
I chose the style for the lines, and you're choosing the style for the coloring.
Yeah.
So.
And that makes
it's going to mix into something else as well. So
that's okay.
If you want to do a cute art for this art piece and a realistic one for this one, it's both going to be yours. So people are going to notice. Like, you have the things you like, you have the things you're inspired by, and it's going to show whether you do realistic art or whether
very good.
You have habits. You have these tiny little things that show people that this artwork is yours. So even if you want to combine it, or if you want to try something very different, it's still going to look good on your stand probably, because it's still your thing. And
I like it when people do different things.
I like it too. because it's very surprising when someone who does cute art suddenly comes up with some gory action scene or something. It's like, whoa, you can do this stuff too. That's great.
But also, if you're intimidated by these artists and feel demotivated by them, talk to them. I was very intimidated by people, and I always felt like I had to compete with them sometimes, and I've grown out of that a lot.
I can absolutely agree with that.
So if you talk to them, you will realize that they're people as well, and you will realize that they might also be eager to try kawaii art, or they're intimidated by the fact that you do cartoons really well, and that they want to try something else. And maybe you can teach each other. Maybe you can help each other improve. So
support each other by buying each other's stuff. That's what we did.
We walk around conventions and talk to artists. It was great.
That's how you should do conventions. Like I think I'm kind of in this situation as Groovy Rube, where our art looks very different in the Artist Alley, where it's heavily male dominant and it's old school, not really old school. It's just different style of comic book art, and it's just very realistic. And I can say from my personal experience, interacting just the way as Laura was explaining, just approaching them and saying, hey, most of the time they're very nice and hey, I really dig your art. It's really cool and different. And it's just like just because someone has one style of art doesn't mean that they don't like another. And you'll be very surprised to see how many people will react with smiles to your kawaii art. Like, how many times have you been in the Artist Alley and seen kawaii art and not like squealed?
Yes, exactly. I think that kawaii art is very eye-catching, and I love it when I see it. But yeah, I do. I still have my aesthetic, I guess. I do like it when people try to add their own spin to it, because you see kawaii art and it's very trend-based. So people are copying a lot of people's habits and doing that kind of stuff. But don't feel scared of trying to incorporate other things in it as well. You can do, muted colors in kawaii styles that would look so great. Yeah. Like things that you would normally do for gory action scenes. If you use those muted color schemes and for paintings, for example, and make a kawaii cartoon drawing, a chibi or something, that would look so cute. Yeah, you can do all these kind of different things. And you can combine it in weird ways.
Yeah, I think if you're like in an artist alley that's dominated by these realistic comic arts, I think actually more people are going to look at your table because you're not like that. You're different, and I think there's like a huge audience for kawaii art. Yeah. There really is. So we saw that at the convention too. Yeah, kawaii art is really loved by people. So don't even worry about that. Don't
worry, you'll be much loved. Actually, let's go along to a very fun question. And oh, I lost it. Oh no, come back up.
So many questions. People are really nice. I'm gonna turn on an extra light because I'm really annoyed by
what you gotta do. Oh, okay. Yeah, I got the funny question when she comes back. What is the biggest, most embarrassing moment in your art career that you kind of look back now and kind of like, oh, why did I do that? That was kind of silly of me.
What did you do?
I traced a drawing and I uploaded it to the manga artist Hives, and someone pointed it out, and I was sweating, and I was like, oh no, I can't draw forever. I have to stop drawing 5 ever, blah, blah, blah. And now we're friends.
Yeah. Man, that's a story.
This really cool artist that already did like comics and stuff like that. She's also at conventions selling posters often, but she also does, she has a merchandise shop with some other people. She's really good, and she was really cool and intimidating. And I was like, I think I was 13 or something, and I felt so bad. And I think that was the last time I ever traced something. Yeah,
probably.
Yeah,
it's just.
I might have traced like a hand of a picture.
It was scared out of you. But yeah. That's weird.
But now I feel also different about tracing, reference pictures at least, because I was turned off from references completely. So now I just feel like, okay, well, maybe I can start using references for poses again. And I was very strict on not ever looking at other people's art and using anything of them. But now I'm like, okay, it's okay to take inspiration and it's okay to use references. That's not bad. So I'm kind of relearning.
That's all good. That's super, super cool. Wait, Nikki.
Yeah. Embarrassing moment.
Embarrassing moment. I think I post a lot of fan art on Tumblr and everything, you know. And at one point, I have like my main blog, and I have a side blog for school. I made a side blog for school, and I noticed that a lot of classmates they started following me on my side blog. Because it's my school stuff, and I uploaded a lot of my graduation project stuff on there. And eventually I noticed that on my main blog, one of my classmates started to follow me. And I was like, no, don't do it, because my art on Tumblr is not always very safe for work. So I avoided this guy at school. Oh, I was so scared. But then the next moment I was like, okay, he knows what kind of stuff I like to draw. But okay, whatever.
The other next moment, someone graduated and got nominated for like the school's award.
Yeah.
With a pornographic movie.
Yeah.
Basically, well, it was
not safe for work.
It was definitely not safe.
It was
for work.
kind of.
And it was funny because there were like babies in the audience watching it.
Yeah. So I wasn't really that bad like after all, but I'm really keen on not showing the people I know the things I draw a lot. Yeah. So I was panicking about it because he saw that, and the next moment I was like, okay, this is what I draw, this is what people see, I don't really care anymore.
Oh man.
For you.
Yeah.
Terrible. I'm like such a bad person, and you were just like, I'm innocent, oh no, don't look at my porn. And I'm like, I trace stuff, I'm a fraud. But this is what happened recently. This happened like last year.
Oh, thank you, ladies, so much for sharing your embarrassing moments. They were incredibly cute. Our next question is, what are areas of your artwork that you really, really are focused on improving at this moment? I know we talked a little bit about it earlier, but just like one nice little package.
Depth, anatomy, and texture for me. But the issue is that I'm trying to make myself more comfortable and more confident about the existing art that I already have, because I improved a lot over a very short amount of time. I practiced a lot and I pushed myself, but in the meantime, I was very insecure, and I'm still very insecure about my art and what I draw and how I draw it, and that I'm not improving fast enough. I'm sure a lot of people can relate, but at the same time, people also criticize me for it openly, because that's the downside of having a following. People criticize me for the exact things that I'm really insecure about, and they think that I'm not insecure about it.
Don't my way, problem.
I really want to become more varied, but at the same time, I'm trying to tell myself, hey, your art is not that bad. You're already varying a lot, and that's okay. And you make faces look different. You don't have same face syndrome anymore. And you do try things every now and then. That's okay. I'm trying to pat myself on the back a little bit more and not be that hard to myself anymore.
I absolutely do love your before and after. I know there was a recent one. Was it 2012 and 2015? They just seen those absolutely make my day. I'm like, man, that's amazing, like work, that transition. But it's like, it's a slow transition. We all have to be aware that it does suck, and it's just gonna take a lot of time. And you mentioned this before, that the negative backlash is that I feel we have an incredible pressure that we're always expected to be perfect, and that we're expected to have the solution and know how to do everything. And we're growing artists, and ultimately I find that we're growing is a beautiful thing. And I hope that one day people will come to realize that, you know, we're not gods. We're not, you know, ultimate beings. We're just humans, just like you and I. And
but also,
like, we're just all equals. And we're all just trying to figure this out. And that's my main beef about
the way that you're approaching this is from the really positive side, that people look up to you and that they think that you're always doing it well. I also want to highlight, because I think that we should tackle the negative sides to things, we shouldn't focus on it. But it's important to know that people also struggle with this, and that people do realize that this is going on, and that you're not alone in seeing this. I would feel better if I were to know these things. But people, on the other hand, do expect you to be a certain level. They have a personal expectation of how good someone needs to be in order to have a certain amount of followers, or a certain amount of fame, or have certain jobs, or go to art school, whatever. And I think that this expectation is really toxic, because when people expect something of you, whether it be that they think that you're amazing and they are going to like it, if they are going to see it and they're let down by what you do, a lot of people turn this into hate, and they will be like, hey, this person is not deserving what they're getting, and everybody deserves it. And there's a lot of popular artists out there who I would say are, for example, less good than that 14-year-old with 1,000 followers that we have, and they have hundreds of thousands of followers. But I have just the same amount of respect for them, and I think that they should have equal opportunities. Yes. And the person who I think is not as good and has a lot of followers, I'm not going to go and be like, yeah, you're not as good as this person who has a little, less followers. That's really unfair. Yeah. I mean, you might go like, oh, the underdogs need more love, but people forget that the people at the top, as they might say, also need a little bit of love and need to be respected, as in,
because they work for it.
Yeah, they
work for it.
Yeah.
So they are, like, even if you don't like their art, they are entertaining to some people.
Yeah.
A lot of people. So,
and if you don't like them as a person, there's no reason to broadcast that everywhere else.
That's true.
I think that if you have enough time to broadcast hate about someone else, you are obviously trying to compensate for something else.
Those smackers. Yeah, that's very good points. And just as you said, like, it's good not to consume all the negativity, but it's, and how would you say, it's like, it's not good just completely ignore it, because there is some, some work to be pulled from those negative comments. And then sometimes, you walk back, you look back and like, oh, maybe I could improve on that. And I think those are great. And as you said about the follower numbers, I gotta say, like, there's like a good dozen, or maybe way more than that maybe have like 100 followers, but I love their work, and it's just so fresh and full of inspiration. And I like look through, like, man, that's just amazing. And the count, the number, how many followers you have, it's just a number. Don't let it like rule your life, rule how you perceive art or how you conduct yourself. It's just be fearless. Any other question, Nikki? I'm sorry for cutting you off. Did you want to add on to that, or?
The question was what we wanted to improve further. I think for me, I want to make, like, I've been doing more studies in dynamic posing, and it's something I still want to improve because I think I can do way more with that. And I want to pull it through into animation as well. So to animate more. And I think I also would like to give my character designs like even more variation, and in a way of exploring different character types, but also exploring species or animal characters, or like non-human characters. That would be really great. That's something I'm just going to work on, like, slowly and improve.
I'm rooting for you too, man. I'm super excited to see your upcoming art and how you guys tackle this. The following next question is, I know you just graduated, Nikki, and I'm not sure if you guys answered this question before. I probably have, but I love to hear, I know many other people would love to hear your opinion. To art school or not to art school?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Well, we have two things.
Yeah, we have
two
different examples here. This is to art school and to not to art school. Well, first of all, art school is not going to be helpful for everyone. And second of all, it's not going to be necessary for everyone. I found, I just tried. I didn't think...
Because education was free, for example.
Well, yeah, it's not like, first, it's not necessary to go to art school.
If you can't afford it, don't.
Because art school is not going to teach you how to draw.
You need to be good.
You need to be good already. You need to show these people that you can draw to get into art school. That's what a portfolio thing is for. Like when I went to art school, I had this little interview thingy. I had to do 2 assignments on the spot and 1 beforehand. I had to show a portfolio that's, well, in my case, it was made up from a lot of work in progress sketches, a few finished like paintings, and a few animations I did because I was like, I didn't know if I wanted to do illustration or animation. So I was like, I'm just going to show that I'm interested in animation too. And then we had this little interview of 2 teachers like asking me questions. So even that first thing was very pressuring. And I think people should realize that these people are not going to teach you all they know and throw knowledge on you, and you're going to come out as this great artist who can do anything. And that's not what they're going to do. They're going to be like, they're going to criticize you, and they're going to discuss things with you, and they're going to look at your art and work out ways to improve your art. And eventually they're going to push you to do this. They're going to motivate you in order to make sure you improve your art, but you're going to have to do it yourself. And I think that's like, people often say that they are self-taught in art because they didn't go to art school or didn't take art classes. But I don't think I am not self-taught anymore because I went to art school, but because everything I made myself. My teachers did not make this for me. And I think it's for people who are insecure like me. Like, I started art school being very insecure, and I have cried over projects a few times, and it was
Many times.
Many times.
Many
It
times.
was hard. My classmates too, you're being like criticized on something very personal to you, and that's hard.
Anyone who
That's really
says
hard.
criticism doesn't hurt them is lying.
Yeah, like criticism is supposed to help you, but if you're in your first year and you're like, yeah, I'm going to be this cool illustrator, at least that's what I thought. I'm going to do comics, and
They're gonna break you down.
This one teacher, they're going to test you. They're going to test if you're willing to continue, even though you're getting hurt. You're getting hurt by your teachers.
Yeah.
And the few who survive this first round of hurt, they continue to be passionate about art. And I think that's really great. They show you that people can be hard to you, and that improving is a good thing, and that exploring new possibilities is a good thing. I think that's mainly what art school does. They show you that you can do other things than just what you are doing now. I think it's different. Like, different people have different needs, I think.
Yeah. But it also really depends on what industry you're trying to get into.
That's true.
Because Nikki does have access to special things because she's a graduate, and because she did art school, she is getting invited to events, and she did an internship in the Netherlands. She's getting into the commercial Dutch market. That's basically the option that she's being offered. And also in the fine arts market of galleries here in the Netherlands, because you have this, you went to art school on your resume.
Yeah, because I went to art school, people now know me. Yeah. My teachers are in this network of artists
they are
in
all
the Netherlands
artists themselves.
And some teachers even have connections all over the world. Yeah. So through my teachers, I can meet new people. And that's really great. But other than that, I think I improved so much in 4 years, but it's thanks to like the motivation that my teachers gave me and the assignments that made it easy for me to improve a certain thing. Yeah. But I think you can go through the same improvement by yourself.
But you need to be you
need to be hard on yourself to do this in 4 years. So I know I would have made this progress myself. I would have been able to, but I'm not sure if I could do it in 4 years. Yeah. Because I've completely dedicated myself to school. And if you're free and you don't have this routine that is school, I don't know if you're going to be able to in such a short time.
Especially if you're only stuck at home, because going to certain places and experiencing new things even going and sitting in a train in the morning, that is going to help you. What I do want to add, you are in that circuit of careers in art.
Yeah.
But I am also getting work opportunities, and if you are online, you're going to be able to build up a presence that is going to be relevant to conventions, for example, to merchandise artists, even other content creators. I work with a lot of YouTubers, and I've been connecting with a lot of them for creating art for them because they need it for their channels, for example. And t-shirt designs for companies, because a lot of stuff is now being done online, especially when it comes to art. And also for games. A lot of game companies share their process online, and they have a lot of connections online. There are a lot of cloud-based studios that work together via the internet and work together all over the world. And I think that if you want to focus on commercial art that's very popular on the internet right now, then art school is less necessary than if you want to be a fine artist or go to galleries or have a job in the local design and art field. I think it's design. Design is mostly also art school, because if you want to be a designer and if you want to get a stable job in designing a certain thing, then going to school for it is a good thing.
Sure.
Like graphic design schools, so not necessarily art school, is needed, because you will get the internship that you need. You will get you will learn more techniques, which are really important and harder to learn on your own, I think, because you need information for that. Yeah, but you can also buy like study books and stuff online. So you can teach yourself, but you do need some extra stuff to do so.
It depends on the person. I think I mainly learned a lot of stuff about presenting myself towards like my audience in art school, because when
you forced yourself to.
when I got in, I couldn't, like, I almost cried at like every presentation I had to do. I couldn't present myself because I was not confident about stuff I was doing. I continuously talk negative stuff about my art, and eventually I pushed myself to just volunteer whenever someone needed to present. I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'm bad at it, but I'm going to do it, and I'm going to learn how to be confident and how to explain my ideas to my teachers. I'm just going to do it. And now I talk much easier than I used to.
You're like a pro. You are a pro at this. Uh-oh. We were doing so good. We had our first blip of the evening or day. Evening for them, morning for us. Oh no, come back. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We have experienced internet problems. I guess I can dance in the meantime until they come back. I'm not really good at this. I'm all by myself. Oh no. So, any questions that I can handle in the meantime until I jump back on? Because I know most of these are for the pretty little ladies. Feel free to drop them.
Hello, we're back. I'm sorry.
We might drop again.
That's okay. We're about to wrap this up then. One last question.
Okay.
Do you guys have the urge, you draw, like, hold on. Do you guys ever have the urge, you draw something in your sketchbook, and it's not how you wanted it to turn out, and you just rip the page from the sketchbook, and it's never to be seen again? How do you get over that?
I do that. I do that a lot.
Yeah, I do
that so much.
I do that 99% of the time. Like, the things I upload I don't throw them away though. I keep them.
I know. It's bad. It's not a good thing to do. But it's frustration. It happens.
I think people think, because especially when people like us upload so often, they think that everything we draw turns out nice, but that doesn't. It, like, most of my drawings turn out bad, and there's only a small part of drawings that turn out nice, especially because I'm experimenting a lot, and that's what I upload, and that's what people see, and that's why people make assumptions. It's bad because you can make assumptions about people on social media.
Yeah.
So don't feel bad if you. That's what I learned a lot of artists have this, and I accepted that not everything's going to turn out fine. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try again tomorrow.
And
I draw something.
because you see that other artists only upload like fully colored, finished pieces, you're going to think that you're the only one. You're the only one who has stuff that doesn't work out, but that's not true. They just don't upload it, just like you don't upload it probably because, well, some people rip it in half like me, and other people just store it somewhere no one else is going to see it ever. So
Me too.
It's hidden. It's in the box. It will never reach daylight, never. But then again, I get suckered pretty easily by everyone on social media. Because like, can we just see it? I'm like, okay, because I love you. Here you go. But oh well.
If you're not happy with a piece, you can say that. You're allowed to not be happy with something, but on the other hand, you're also allowed to be really happy and really proud of yourself when you do finish something. So eventually it's just your own opinion. And if you think something's not good enough, then just take a break and then try again. It's completely fine.
It's also a good experience to take these sketches and look back at them in the future and be like, why do I don't like this?
Yeah.
What went wrong, and what can I do in order to
Make this
do a sketch better, or even redraw it if you think it's bad, or even if you have a piece that you used to like, you're like, it's not that good anymore. Why isn't it good? Let's improve it. Let's draw it again, and let's make it better. That can help, and that can help improve your analyzing skills and your art skills at the same time.
Yeah, it's personal.
Perfect. Yeah. Oh, this is actually a tangent question that goes hand in hand with this question at the moment. I know I said it was the last question. I'm so sorry.
Our connection is great, and we are still under 1.5 hours, and we have all the time in the world. It's a night.
Yeah, we're good. How many hours of work do you pour into your sketchbook daily?
I have days when I draw like 8 hours a day, and then I have days where I don't draw, because right now I'm doing like on and off days kind of.
Yeah.
Where I draw one day and then I don't draw another day. So that's what I'm doing right now. But it really varies, and I try to draw every day, but sometimes it just doesn't work.
You just try to at least sketch every day, and sometimes you have a piece you really want to finish. And like I have been having that kind of thing lately, that I really want to make fully colored finished pieces because I want to practice coloring. So I've been drawing a lot lately because I've been doing these coloring.
And I've been drawing far less. So I'm doing a lot of sketching, also a lot of sketches that I don't upload. I'm practicing drawing animals. So environments and objects.
That too.
So
it really depends.
I'm out of the painting zone right now, but I was there, I think like right before summer is when I was painting a lot, and then in the first parts of the summer as well, and then halfway to summer I started becoming less active in painting, and then I did other things, so I felt productive. It's okay. And she is up.
Yeah, I've been mild because I wasn't feeling very positive about art, and now I'm kind of back just doing color. So it really depends on the mood, I think. Yeah.
Alrighty, I can tell that the internet connection is going out, and it breaks my heart. And okay.
It's very fine though. There's nothing bad on our side.
Oh, okay, good. Are you guys okay to take one more question, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I promise. Last question.
Okay.
Speaking of books, what art books have you two enjoyed?
We don't have a lot of them, but we are planning on buying more.
Yeah, we planned on like Kickstarter, but
we haven't.
We didn't really walk around the convention a lot when we were there, so it's kind of sad. But we, usually I really enjoy like Disney art books, like
the art is beautiful. Pixar.
Mostly from 3D animated movies, because the concept art is always so different from the end result, and it's really interesting to look at.
Yeah, those
we have this
really
cool CG environments thing.
Wait, I'm gonna get it.
Beautiful. It's okay.
She's on a mission.
But when we started, like,
and Spectrum.
yeah, Spectrum. Okay.
I love Spectrum books. I hope you guys come to the States one day to check out Spectrum Convention.
Oh my god.
I would love to. We are planning to go to conventions abroad, and I need to because like
But
half
this
of my
is,
half
you
of my
have both,
following
okay.
is in.
Go together. Fly together.
The scenery one,
Yes.
and
That's
it's
a delicious looking book.
beautiful, and
from sketch to finish, so it shows
Yeah.
a lot
It
of
shows the
work in
progress,
progress,
which is nice if you want to start out at doing environments.
Ooh.
It kind of
That's
shows that
eye candy.
yeah.
it's beautiful, but like you can do it. Like it shows how people
It's not that difficult.
come up with
It's
this
nice.
stuff.
You get
So,
confidence.
Yeah, I
from
think
reading
you
this.
get more motivated because you see how other people do it, and like you get reassured that these are humans that do this.
and different
it's-
techniques as well because it's
like
really fun.
it shows a lot of different artists who who use a lot of different techniques, and also like a wide variety of works with different color schemes, which is also really nice.
Wow. Thank you so much for the wonderful share. I'll definitely get that book from you later and drop a link to the book in the description after the show is over. Beautiful. Yes.
It's really pretty. And this one is one that Nikki got me.
Yeah, we have another
These
one
are just
with,
really great.
with mostly also from realistic artists and also like cartoonists. So it's
all over the place.
It's
a lot. This one is one of my favorites from the entire book. It's
I agree. It's so beautiful.
my heart broke. It just take it.
It's amazing.
This is just
Goals. I get
A
sad when
whole
I
lot
read
of
this and I get
different
really
arts.
motivated at the same time.
yeah. It's so many different arts, so it's gonna have something you like.
Yeah,
It has to.
I also have another art book that I really like. I just want
Which
to.
one?
Let's. Where did I read it?
Collecting.
Where is it?
What?
Where did I leave it?
art books are certainly an addiction. They're once you start, you can't stop.
It's your favorite.
Where is it? It's a very small one. I don't know where I left it.
The yellow one?
No.
Oh.
One by an artist named Vio. Named Nikki. I almost did. It's gone.
It's gone. No, it's
It's gone forever.
Hello, cutie.
I wanted to
Yeah.
bring him in here for a moment.
Just about to ask, where was he? How is he? Did he just wake up?
Yeah, he was walking around
Here.
when I got
It
into
is.
the living room.
Oh, there we go.
Yay! You should
Oh.
show that one. I have a cat in my arms.
I did a tiny little art book for the convention we went to.
It's not hardcover though.
No, it's like, ooh, but it's like one of the first. It's the first book I did, and it's full of concept art that I did for my movie. So, like, it also has like little notes that I wrote about stuff that went well or didn't go very well. It's very tiny, but I was surprised that a lot of people were very interested in it, and I was so happy. But yeah, this is the first little tiny art book I made, so I'm really proud of
Buy
it.
this?
Hmm?
Can we buy this online?
It's not available online yet.
Well, not yet. Maybe I can make a thing for it, but I'm gonna
I
try
want to buy it.
a lot of like printed copies left, so I could try to sell it online, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna do it yet. But I would like.
Whatever do, please let me know because I would love to shout it out. Oh my gosh, that's just too cool. Thank you so much for like hunting that down. I'm so glad it went well at the convention too. Hello, Bamboo. So before we do our last goodbyes, do you have any advice for aspiring artists? Something
I
that you can think of as a continued Drawventure art marathon tomorrow?
I think instead of worrying about your art style and finding your art style, just like start thinking about what you like. What are the things that inspire you, and what are the things you would like to make, and what are the things that make you you? Like she likes to draw pretty girls and pin-up girls and everything, and I like sci-fi things, and I like whatever steampunkish things. Make a list of things that you enjoy, and
actually write them out.
Actually write them out, and you'll see that there's a lot of things that unconsciously inspire you. I made a list myself, like in school, and I wrote stuff down like avocados. I like avocados. So what can I do with avocados? I like balconies. I really like balconies.
Can we
and I really
like friends and live next to each other and eat avocados on balconies, please?
Yeah. I really like I like street lights. I like one thing I wrote down. I like sea creatures floating in space. That's something I really enjoy. So why don't you make something with sea creatures floating in space? That's something like, just think of the stuff that you find interesting, and eventually all those things combined together with all the inspirations you take out of like series you like or anything, they will make your art style eventually. So I think that's a good thing to do. Just list all the stuff you like, because all these things that are things that make you unique in a way. Yeah.
Cool. That's really beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing. And Laura?
Huh?
What about you? Last parting advice.
I agree with Nikki, because that's like our mentality right now. So I would really, I don't know, I'm making what she said into an assignment. Do it. Just do it. Just write down, make a list and check it twice. No, seriously, do make a list and I don't know, reflect on yourself a little bit before you start drawing again. It's good to do that instead of just continuously draw. See what you...
And pet a cat.
And pet a cat.
I'm so happy that Bamboo is here. If you guys haven't seen the video of Bamboo yet,
huh?
Oh my gosh. I'm just telling people, check out the video of Bamboo. Because Bamboo is so incredibly cute.
He's like shared on this viral cat video page and everybody loved him. Look at the camera, Bamboo.
Look. He can't look.
He's such a little... He's really tolerant and sweet and well trained.
Okay, bye.
So
where are you going?
Nice. What are you doing?
I am incredibly impressed how well he is so aware of his surroundings, even though he's blind, but he's really good at hey, human threw something, let's go try to find it. And then
no. Okay.
Bye, Bamboo.
Bye, Bamboo. Thank you for blessing us with your presence.
Forced to bless us.
What is the best way for our viewers to view your work after? So that way, once the show's over, they can check you out either on Instagram, which is your main jam.
Yeah, Instagram is our main jam because we have the most followers there. But Twitter is the best place to
talk to
connect, but also view our work in a better resolution on the internet.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah. I really want to start doing more Tumblr in the future, but that's not really working.
Facebook for me, but at the same time, I don't really like the way that Facebook is limiting the pages right now, so it's not very convenient for me. I like the opportunities that Facebook would give and gave in the past, but it's not that great anymore. So Twitter and Instagram it is.
Yeah.
And YouTube, for example. But that's really specific. That's not like my work.
That's my music.
Yeah, so awesome. Definitely do check both of these lovely ladies out, especially their YouTubes, because there's just so much content in terms of tutorials, fun speed paintings, and all that cool stuff. So definitely check it out. And all the information will be in the description about their Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, Facebooks, all that good stuff. And I want to say thank you all so much for taking time out of your Friday and spending all asking us questions, and I hope that we were helpful. And if you ever wanted to clarify anything, leave a question in the comments. I'll be sure to go through them afterwards. I'm sorry for talking with my hand. I know that my boyfriend is probably watching this and making fun of me. I gotta learn to straight jacket. But yes, please give a really, really big round of applause for both Laura and Nikki for taking the time out of their days to share us their words of wisdom. Go say thank you on Twitter or in the comments. And I want to say thank you, ladies, for so much for being here. Like, it has been so much fun talking to you. Like, I just feel more love. And thank you
Thank
for
you
inviting,
so
and
much.
thank you guys for watching as well.
Thank you.
It was really fun.
Yeah.
I was really excited about it. She was hella nervous, but she was
You
great.
aced it like such a pro. I'm like, are you sure she's nervous? Because, like, I didn't get that. It's amazing. Well, alrighty. Well, check out the comments. I'll add those books in later. And I'll see you all, Drawventure. Don't forget to tweet out or Instagram or share your goals for Drawventure. And I would love to see what you create. See you guys tomorrow. Bye.
Good luck.